Wait a sec. This is a homebrew video, right? Okay, good. That means we're safe. It's going to be good news. Sorry about that, but after the last video, you just never know what kind of forces might be at work here. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another PS Vita video. An exciting one this time. And if you love this little device, then make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. I think that's kind of commonplace to say on YouTube, right? Yeah, works for me. Oh, and smash buttons and stuff. Okay, guys, so I have an update for you. In fact, this update is so big that I decided to give it its own standalone video. Normally when I do homebrew news, I just do a bunch of homebrew news compiled together in one video, but on this topic I was so excited it made me just want to do a standalone one. That's code word for me trying to be original but failing at it. So you may remember from my previous homebrew video, yep, we're doing the whole callback thing again, so much for this channel being original, I had talked about a new feature that the PS Vita has called the YoYo loader, which essentially in a nutshell allows you to add APK files to the PS Vita and play some games that were previously unavailable on the platform. And sadly, it wasn't an actual yo-yo. Man, I'm depressed. And at the time I made that video, the list wasn't completed yet. But as you can see right here, Rin has updated the list and it's so beautiful. Whoa, I think I just had one there. Showing games that work only in-game, or maybe crash, aka not work. We don't want those titles. And I'm sure they're going to be work in progresses here, but I decided to compile my own list of standout titles in my personal opinion that I'm looking forward to playing via this new addition to the PS Vita's homebrew library. In other words, they're going to be terrible. And that's what I'm going to showcase here today. And make sure to leave me your opinions on what games you love to play on the YoYo loader, or hope can be playable in the future, in the comment section. Okay, game number one for me, in no particular order, is Super Mario Maker. Alright, I know, I'm kind of going with the very obvious choice. In fact, out of all the games available on YoYo loader, at least at the moment, this is probably the game that has been getting the most buzz, aside from that whole Metroid game remake. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong, I want to see Samus without her suit on as much as the next guy, but, you know, there are other titles out there. And DeviantArt. And if you never heard of this game, which I highly doubt there's anyone out there on planet Earth who hasn't, but just in case that isn't the case, Mario Maker is a game where you can make your own Mario levels. And not only can you make your own levels, but you can make them with the skins of various classic titles or even modern graphics. And honestly, even to this day, it makes me scratch my head just how long it took Nintendo to make something like this, considering you could do it for the longest time via, ironically, the homebrew scene. But now if you want to play the official game on your Vita with that beautiful OLED screen, you can do that. Whew, just drooled on my keyboard there. Okay, so let's move on to talking about something that won't get me in trouble with Nintendo, hopefully. Well, actually, this one might still. This is MegaMan R, aka MegaMan 1 Remake. And if you're a retro enthusiast much like myself, you probably have already noticed at this point that, yeah, this is in fact a remake of the original Mega Man, only with more modern style visuals and gameplay. And Rockman actually looks like Rockman. Oh wait, we're outside of Japan, I gotta call him Mega Man still. And not that artistic abomination. Now, without getting overly detailed on this, I myself, and I know I'm probably going to be stepping on a lot of toes when I say this, but I was never a huge fan of the original Mega Man game. Should I just put my head on the chopping block at this point? I think I will. I know it's the one that started basically its own genre, but for me personally, I liked Mega Man 2 and onward when it came to the classic games. I felt like it built upon what the original started, much like, let's say, what Sly Cooper did, where it was much more of a linear game with the first entry, and then the second one became much more open world, and the franchise is what it is today because of it. I feel like Mega Man 2 is in the same vein as that. But I will admit, I did enjoy this remake of Mega Man, titled Mega Man R. Though, yeah, I still probably prefer Mega Man 2 over it, but hey, that's just me personally. And if you don't want to tar and feather me at this point, why not? But also, yeah, this game's cool. So, not gotten enough blue in your diet as of late? Well, let's remedy that with this. This is Five Nights at Pingas. Now, what the heck is this all about? Well, it's essentially a fan game that took the Five Nights at Freddy's formula and mixed it with Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know why, but I love this already. And as any good joke game goes, it mixes it with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And if you grew up with this cartoon in the 90s much like I did, you'll know it's the more loonier version of the series. Although it did contain some some epic scenes such as tail smoking, so it's got that going for it. In fact, to be quite honest here, the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog art style is more creepier than anything the Five Nights at Freddy guys could ever cook up. And the developer apparently knew this because this is now a thing. Oh, and if by chance you are curious about what the heck a Pingus is, it's based off of old YouTube poop videos from back in the day. Yeah, YouTube poops. Anyone remember those? So, if you ever wanted to play Five Nights at Freddy's, which originally was a game where you had to maneuver the cameras around, get plenty of jump scares from animatronics. Hey, I used to eat a Pistol Pete's pizza back in the day, so I know how scary animatronics can be. Only you wanted it with portly drawn Sonic characters, then I suppose this is some sort of ironic love letter for you. Okay, so I realize a lot of you out there love the obscure references that I make on this channel, at least when it comes to games, so here's an obscure title called Mecha Tokyo Rush. Oops, I mean Mecha Tokyo Rush. Now, when you first hear about a game such as this, you probably expect to see some sort of racing game, but as you can see from the visuals, it ain't that. In fact, it kinda sorta plays like the old Metagal game on the PS Vita, which in turn played kinda like the MegaMan games, which ironically we just talked about a few minutes ago. I think we've come full circle now officially. So with this one, you gotta stop the yokai from wanting to destroy your city. I think I've heard this concept in a game before, or a billion times before. I lost count. Now what you're seeing here is an on-the-rails action platforming game, meaning it's an auto runner. And I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but this is a really good one, and it retains the challenging platform puzzles and boss fights that you come to know and love from a game right out of the late 80s. Yeah, you'd see stuff like this back in the day, along with questionable hairstyles. You have 8 playable characters, each with their own weapons, dozens of new pieces of equipment to unlock, procedurally built levels, and loads of unique enemies and boss fights. Oh, and also the main protagonist of this game looks like the main robot from that unfunny Robin Williams movie that came out years ago. A fun little Mega Man style auto runner. Wouldn't say it's anything truly amazing, but a nice distraction whenever you happen to be on the pooper, which I'm assuming is daily. Sorry, got a little personal there. Well, let's go back to making Nintendo not like me by showcasing our next game, Luigi's Mansion 2D. And quite frankly here, what can I say when it comes to a game like this? It's Luigi's Mansion, which is a Ghostbuster style simulator, but make it not 3D, so it's, you know, 2D, and not very scary. Although, so at least for this game in particular, Luigi's Mansion 2D is a Metroid style like fan game of the popular game series, of course, you know, known as Luigi's Mansion, where you go through various rooms, clearing them by vacuuming up ghosts in order to save Luigi's brother, Mario. And honestly, for what it is, it does a really good job of recreating the 3D game. And I know I'm beating a dead horse when I say this, but just picture how much more beautiful a 2D game like this will look on your brand new shiny OLED PS Vita screen. Assuming your PS Vita OLED is still new, which mine isn't. It has lots of miles on it, but you know, it still looks pretty. Check it out today and have, well, I wouldn't say this is a pants-wetting good time, but have, you know, some silly spooky fun. This is Nintendo we're talking about after all. Don't expect something dark like Luigi hanging himself, although... And with that out of the way, those are all of the games that I personally recommend trying out on YoYo Loader, especially that whole Pingas game. It doesn't get enough love. But everyone, I'd love to know what games are your choices. I will have a link down to Rin's official list of games that are possible to play on your PS Vita through YoYo Loader currently, and I'd love to know what games are you hoping are added to the list someday. Please leave comments, thoughts, recommendations, all that good stuff down below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible, so a huge thank you goes out to Chris Foxhound, Franz Hartle, Hector Gonzalez, Buzz Saiyan, Aridri, Kayonko, Rizal Pliskin, No Good, Burzin Mystery, 1488 Dental, Lacerated 87, Juan M. Hermosillo, Azumara, Eric DeWitt, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Tasha Monty, Donut Valley, PSP Guru, Mazgus, Ricardo Martinez, Sabin Fire, Jamie, Matt Hargett, Dr. Super Artie, Meshuga 360, Bushin Ryu Cat, Milk Sama, Shin Snake, Neo Arashi, Alan Iwazu, Reiko Star, Zacrito, Matt Fox, B Mystery, Airkick 72, McKees Blob, Rendi Azadech, Hero Wacer, BMF, Phantom XRS, Gutter Drums, Adam Sondi, Claimer Malarkey, Saul Ramirez, Hemdall Imbert, PS Vita S, VG Legends, Kyle Brooks, Richard Cruz, Jared Hadot, JR, Joseph Shavak, Kevin Enright, Silica, Jelly, Heston Joseph, Per Sterner, H-Hitter, Crazy Cat, Adam Thury, Wendy K, Michael O'Connor, Rodrigo Vera, Skullshutugal TCG, and David Ray. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and gaining access to a number of perks, including having your name featured on the end credits of these videos, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. I also have some affiliate links from both Amazon and PlayAsia for anyone who is interested in purchasing something from them. Basically, the way it works is so long as you use one of those links to just access their website, then anything you purchase afterwards, a small commission will go to help support this content at no extra cost to you, the consumer. I also have channel merchandise available, and of course, as always, likes and shares can help equally as much. Well, alright, at this point I guess I gotta just sit back and wait for all the copyright claims from Nintendo.